Greetings, everybody. Hope you all are well. Haki Ami here, President of Teaching Artists Institute. I'm here to share today. It's amazing, happy Black Women's Month. It's Women's History Month, and we are doing special discussions surrounding Black women, African queens. And so I have joining me here on this evening. We're not going to be long. We're going to do a part one, possibly a part two, to share about the amazing experiences that we had in Tanzania in 2023. And we are definitely looking forward to Tanzania 2024. Many of you know Teaching Arts Institute has been hosting and coordinating and organizing these tours in Tanzania over the past few years. And we're excited that coming up in actually this week, the president of Tanzania will be in the United States. And so we thought that we could bring no one else on the line, someone who has been to Tanzania with us over the past few years. And so we are excited to have Mama Ade Aloma. And she is in the Cleveland area, and she curated the Elders Legacy Tour. So I want to say, I know it's late, Mama Day, but thank you for joining us here to share about your experience this time leading and curating an Elders Legacy excursion in Tanzania.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure to be here. The trip was absolutely amazing, and I always like to talk about it and see how many more people we can get to go on this fantastic journey. It's just absolutely life-changing.
Yes, it's beautiful, beautiful experience. And, of course, we try to give people diverse experiences from Bagamoyo to Dar es Salaam to Zanzibar and, to Arusha. And so we are excited to, offer this and try to create an amazing experience again for individuals. And so,
Absolutely.
but you've been,
And
go ahead.
um, it's so jam-packed with wonderful experiences, so that from the last trip to this next trip, I have even more ideas of things that we want to do. Even if we didn't get a chance to do it the last time, I want to put it into this upcoming trip. Everyone that went on the trip came back glowing and talking to their friends and families about the Elders Legacy Tour, the things that they've learned, the things that they've seen, the things that they've experienced. It was just all encompassing and just absolutely wonderful. All the different facets of the journey was just absolutely brilliant. And self-discovery, it was one of the most important things. Um, Even as an elder, there's
Mhm.
still more to learn, even about yourself. So
Mm.
it was just incredible. I could go on and on.
No, that's important, and many people do not reflect on what their legacy actually is. And interesting, uh, I was at a film screening actually maybe a month or two ago. Dr. Renoko Rashidi, who is
Mhm.
all over the world and all over the world, they finding a global African presence. And I must say, Mama Day, you yourself certainly have been, the equivalent on the elder Queen Mother side, uh, what Dr. Renoko Rashidi has done, so you've gone several places now. He was in 3 different countries.
Yes, yes.
On 30.
Well, you bless me with that. So just to be mentioned in the same breath as him is
Mhm.
just such a blessing, such a blessing. I pray to live up to all of that, but certainly at this stage in my life,
Mhm.
as I'm coming into my eldership, all of these things are in the forefront of my mind.
Mhm.
What does that mean to have a legacy?
Right.
What is it that I want uh, to leave on the planet? What is my footprint? Um, how can I bless those that are coming up behind me?
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, and how can I continue my journey?
Mm.
Because I'm very fond of saying all my children are older than me. So I'm still looking forward to this eldership
Mm.
for many years to come. So I still am thirsty for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. I still am thirsty to explore and discover and imagine and dream, and educate myself,
Mm.
and see different things and go different places. My husband just took me on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise before, and my
Yeah.
husband took me on a cruise. So I went to the Caribbean. So all of these new experiences, and every time I go to Tanzania, I learn something new.
Mm.
I experience something different.
Mm.
Um, and I do want to say that our boots on the ground in Tanzania
Mm-hmm.
are these young folks are amazing.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
They're amazing. They know their stuff. They
Right.
know the places to go. They take such good care of us as elders. It's just absolutely amazing, that experience. And um, I wanted to establish the Elders Legacy Tour because, and I've said this before, so if it seems redundant to our listeners, please forgive me, but it bears repeating. How I'm treated as an elder
Mm-hmm.
when I go to Tanzania is so different than how elders are treated here.
Mm.
Um, uh, and I point to Mom Betty, who
Mm.
went on our tour this past year as an elder. And I think Mom Betty was like 86, or between 86 and 89 years young.
Mm-hmm.
And her daughter took her on the tour. And here we all are, in our various stages of eldership. Um, and Mom Betty, as we were all very fond of calling her, had a bit of a heart condition, and her doctor cleared her to come. And just seeing her blossom, it affected everybody on the tour. Her
Mm.
joy, her um, expectancy of how she viewed everything was just absolutely amazing. There was a time where we were going up into Mount Kilimanjaro. The bus takes us up the mountain path to the final village before you cannot go past that point without actually climbing. The bus goes to a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
and we were going there for a coffee ritual to find out how the coffee is grown and picked and brewed and all of that, and have an actual coffee tasting. And they
Mm-hmm.
do it the old-fashioned way with mortar and pestle, and it's a whole process that
Mm-hmm.
was absolutely enlightening and wonderful. But we went up there on the bus, and as we got off the bus, I'm thinking, okay, I have a walking stick. Mom Betty, she has a walker. How are we going to navigate through this mountain path to
Mm-hmm.
get to where we need to go?
Mm-hmm.
And especially Mom Betty, and we're all very careful of her and her condition.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing I knew, this young man got Mom Betty and picked her up and put her on his back
Mm-hmm.
and walked her up the mountain path.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just enthralled. And look on her face. She was just absolutely beaming. And the young man it was just like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And it
mm,
occurred to me that at some point in our lives, as African women, we carry our babies on our back, at least for 4 years almost.
mm,
And here it's come full circle, where this
mm,
young man had no compunction whatsoever, but to
mm,
take her and put her on his back and walk her up the mountain path and
mm,
back down again. So she was able to partake in all of the activities,
mm,
and with the mortar and pestle, and be a part of all of this ancient tradition,
mhm,
and have coffee up in the mountain, where it is grown and produced. And it just, talking about it again just brings back all of the feeling of that. How good is that? Just
right.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
yes, indeed. It's an amazing experience, going to, Arusha and the mountains and Kilimanjaro. It's just phenomenal. And, the young people that we have built, you know, relationships with over the
Yes,
years, they take good care of us. They're very, committed, shall I say,
absolutely.
of these levels.
Absolutely.
We want to keep those bonds going with them. And
Yeah,
so we're looking forward, Mama Day, to just doing this again, of course, and we're excited. And so if you wanted to share, just why should people go? Just like why should people go? Let's just say some people. Well, it should be on your bucket list for all diasporan to go to Africa at least once, of course. But
absolutely.
why Tanzania? Let me get the pronunciation right.
Right. Ah,
What would you say to
I,
those? Right.
I'd say several things.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the level of respect. I talked to one of the gentlemen. He said, we treat our elders like a bank. He
Mm-hmm.
said, because we invest in our elders,
Mm-hmm.
because we know that we can always withdraw wisdom and knowledge from our elders. So we always invest in our elders, and we treat them like a bank.
Wow.
And that resonated with me, and that's what I've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
um, they relish the wisdom, the knowledge that they gain from elders, uh, and elders regain their youth by dealing with the youth. And it's this intergenerational, um, symbiotic relationship
Mm-hmm.
of honor and respect and all of that pulls you as an elder,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes you want to become an elder. It makes you want to conduct yourself in that way,
Mm-hmm.
because these folks are looking at you with this high regard, and it acts as a catalyst for you and your eldership, and it makes you think,
Mm-hmm.
um, how you want to be remembered,
Mm-hmm.
what is your legacy, how you can impact other folks, your family, your friends, the nation as an elder. You know, um, what your character is like,
Mm-hmm.
and how can you, uh, as an elder, gain more eldership points for yourself, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Um, we visiting the orphanage there
Mm-hmm.
uh, was very big, because we had an adopt a grandparent
Mm-hmm.
program
Wow.
that uh, and a lot of people, some people have money, some people don't. But it's not about money when it comes to adopting a grandparent. It is about relationships.
mm,
And these young people will have a grandparent that they can call, that they can write to, that they
mm,
can send pictures to, and
right.
establish a relationship. And
Mm,
that relationship is so very important. That you can say that uh, you can ask questions when you're not clear, when you don't know which way to go, when you're trying to find your way as a young person, and as an elder, being able to give part of yourself and your journey to the young people and helping them to navigate this world
mm,
is so important. It's so important. And
mm,
having so much to give, having reached this stage in your life, I had them to reflect on what would you as an elder tell your 16-year-old self. And they wrote, each person wrote a paper to themselves, and what they would tell their 16-year-old self from this vantage point of being an elder. So it was a very enlightening, uh, emotional, um, joyous. We tried to build in space for self care.
mm,
So we had massages at this wonderful 5-star hotel. So you got a bit of every aspect of Tanzania,
mhm,
from the ancient traditions, the ancient housing, what that looked like, what that felt like, ancient ways of living in harmony with nature, all of that, and
mm,
experiencing that, um, to 5-star hotel and massages and steam rooms and
mm,
tea as you relax.
mm,
Ah, amazing.
mm,
Having your African clothes made for you,
right,
from fabric that you picked out.
right.
All of this just jam packed with wonderful experiences. Mugisha, one of our young people on the ground, he's from Uganda, but he travels with us and he does yoga, and from an African perspective
Mhm,
with our elders. No matter what age you are, or your physical condition, he adhered the program to your needs. And these elders came away just in awe of him and
mm,
his, what he's calling mindfulness.
mm, mhm,
Uh,
mm,
how you handle these elders,
right,
and um, it just it was mind blowing. Mugisha is just a magnificent young man, and
yeah,
everyone will be glad to have experienced the spirituality of this young man and
mm,
what he brings to the table.
mm,
Um, Cooking, making chapati, and learning in that African tradition of how to make chapati. But there's so many experiences,
wow.
so many experiences, and you could tell I'm so excited to go back again.
Yes, yes, and
Yes,
resonating with you all that are watching this from home, and special thanks to Sister Kim Poole
yes,
for both of you creating this Elders Legacy Tour, and we are excited. We are excited. I'm
absolutely,
low because it's late, but I'm just excited about 2024.
absolutely.
Moving forward, and we continue to learn from each and every experience, whether and just striving to have wisdom in all aspects of tourist development to ensure
Yes,
that we are being functional and executing and ensuring that people have a positive experience. So that's my
Absolutely.
commitment to ensure that things have to be done right to ensure. I mean, into another country, it creates. I've seen, a level of anxiety, right?
Mm. Mhm.
It,
Mhm.
different experiences in general, but people have all types of thoughts in their minds about what they perceive Africa to be. So we,
Exactly.
just from somebody, that have been born and raised here, going there, it's like, we have to break those psychological barriers uh,
Absolutely.
from people's, because it's like where people can't find Tanzania on a map, compared to
Mhm.
they when people even when we think about Ghana or Nigeria or you know
Mhm.
they
Mhm.
they see people that they know here
Mhm.
in the States, so people are more open mind, open to people that they know or places that they're familiar with. So, but real people. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna say
Mhm.
people, but some real Pan Africanness know the
Mm.
textual, political role Tanzania have had historically, even the role of the historic slave trade, uh,
Yes.
African slave trade. And so, you learn those things. You see the relics that are still there,
Yes.
the buildings that are still there, and you go to Zanzibar where you learn some of that aspect of what Zanzibar
Absolutely.
actually was. And so we're looking forward to a full experience this year. So I just want to encourage